Welcome to my channel. I'm Rob. We're reading the New King James Version, Old and New Testament. We're reading Isaiah 30. The futility of relying on Egypt. Woe to the rebellious children, says the Lord, who takes counsel but not on me, and who devises plans but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Who walk to go down to Egypt, who have not asked my advice, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadows of Egypt. Therefore the strength of the Pharaoh shall be your shame. The trust in the shadow of Egypt shall be your humiliation. For this prince were as Zion, and his ambassador comes to Hanes. They were all ashamed of the people who could not benefit them, or be help, or benefit, or shame, and also a reproach. A burden against the beast of the south, to the land of trouble and anguish, from which came the lioness and the lion, the viper, or fiery flying serpent. They would carry their riches on the backs of young donkeys, and their treasures on the humps of camels, to a people who shall not profit. The Egyptians shall help in vain, and not purpose. Therefore I have called her Rehab and Shabith. Now go write it down before them on a tablet, and not on a scroll. For it may be for a time to come, forever and ever, that is, a rebellious people, lying children who will not hear the law of the Lord. Who says the seers do not see, and that the prophets do not prophesy to us right things. Speak to us smooth things, prophesy deceit. Get us out of the way. Turn aside from the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Therefore thus says the Holy One of Israel, because you despise the word and trust oppression, and perversity, and rely on them. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you like a breach ready to fall, a bulge in a high wall, whose breaking comes suddenly in an instant, and he shall break it like the breaking of the potter's vessel, which is broken in pieces. He shall not spare, so there shall not be found among its fragments a shard to take fire from the hearth, or to take water from the cistern. For thus says the Lord God, the Holy One of Israel, is returning in rest, and you shall be saved. And quietness and calmness shall be your strength. But you would not. You said, No, for who will flee on the horses? Therefore we shall flee, and we will ride on swift horses. Therefore those who pursue you shall be swift. 1,000 shall flee at the threat of one. At the threat of 5 you shall flee, till you are left as a pole on top of a mountain, and as a banner on a hill. Therefore the Lord will wait, that he may be gracious to you, and therefore he will be exalted, that he may have mercy on you. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are those who wait for him. For the people shall dwell in Zion, at Jerusalem. You shall weep no more. He will be very gracious to you at the sound of your cry. When he hears it, he will answer you. And though the Lord gives you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet your teachers will not be moved into a corner any more. But your eyes shall see your teachers, your ears shall hear the word behind you, saying, This is the way, walk in it. Whenever you turn to the right hand, or wherever you turn to the left, you also defile the coverings of your image of silver, and the ornaments of your molded images of gold. You will throw them away as unclean things. You will say to them, Get away. Then he will give the rain for your seed, with which you sow the ground, and the bread of the increase of the earth. It will be fat and plentiful, in the day your cattle will feed in large pastures. Likewise the oxen and young donkeys that work the ground. You will eat cured fodder, which has been windrowed with a shovel and fan. There will be on a very high mountain, on every hill, rivers and streams of waters in the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall. Moreover, the light of the moon will be as the light of the sun. The light of the sun will be sevenfold as the light of the 7 days, the days of the Lord binds upon the bruise of his people, as he heals the stroke of their wound. Behold, the name of the Lord come from afar. Behold, with his anger, and his burden is heavy, and his lips are full of indignation, and his tongue like a devouring fire, which breath is like the overflowing stream, which reaches up to the neck, to sip the nation, which the save and futility, and there shall be a bride in the jaws of the people, causing them to err. You shall have a song, and in the night, when the holy festival is kept, and gladness of the heart, as when one goes with a flute to come into a mountain of the Lord, to the mighty one of Israel. The Lord will cause his glorious voice to be heard, and show this distance of his arm. Sorry. When the indignation of his anger and the flame of the devouring fire was scattering a tempest and hailstorm, and through the voice of the Lord Azariah will be beaten down as he strikes with a rod, and in every place where the staff of the punishment passes, which the Lord lays on him, it will be tambourines, tambourines and harps. Sorry, and in the battle branching, he will fight. It will fight with it. With for Tophet was established of old, yet for the king is prepared. He has made it deep and large, and the prior is a fire which of wood. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of the brimstone, kindles it. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you. God bless.